Hey everyone, it's Night of St. Treff. Welcome back to, well, a new game actually, because we've never played this on stream. But for those of you unaware, this is a horror survival-based game called Alan Wake. It is what I would equivalent to my favorite game of all time, and because my birthday's coming up, I decided, why not? I can't actually play a nightmare mode yet. That's unfortunate. I guess we're playing the normal mode.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and is what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
I'm also likely not to talk too much during the cinematic stuff, so I apologize.
I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late.
Spooky.
He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
Yeah, recently, like, replaying this game, because I just, like, played it yesterday to kind of get, like, remembering the controls and stuff.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
I I had recently remembered, just like, because I played this game like a bunch of times, but like
collapsed.
remembered that
I'd have to find another way to the lighthouse.
oh, I thought there was a thermos over here. Maybe that's on nightmare mode. I remembered just like how awful sprinting was in this game, because it's supposed to be like really realistic, and he's like a writer, right? So like he doesn't know how to sprint. Oh no.
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder? You think you're God? You think you can just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you suffer. You're a chump. There wouldn't be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You'll never publish another one of your shitty stories, 'cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your stories are any good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer. Cheap thrills and pretentious shit. That's all you're good for.
Yikes.
Just look at me. Look at your work.
Okay. Well, no.
You missed your deadline. Damn.
Yes, this sucks on keyboard, by the way. It's way easier to do with like a controller, but I don't have a controller, so we're stuck here doing this. Come on. Come on. Oh. Get out of here. Does that mean this opens up? It does.
Hitchhiker was a character from the story I've been working on.
How does it feel to die by the hands of your own creation.
Whoop, no. Yeah, there's not much, I guess, collectible-wise in, like, the opening of this. Just because it's, like, supposed to kind of teach you how to do everything. God, sprinting sucks so bad. I understand. He writes books for a living. He's not good at running, but, like, whatever. Same. I'm trying, man. Hello.
Wait, it's me. Lee Stewart, remember?
Spoilers, but, like, he's gonna die.
Oh no!
Guns don't work. Not yet.
Damn it, die! No! No! No!
Told you. Spooky.
I was trapped. There was no way out.
This freaked me out the first time I watched it. Come on.
The cabin was a
So,
death trap.
oh,
I
what's the
had to
guy's
get
name?
out.
Thomas Zane, I think is his name. Tom the Poet, yeah, Thomas Zane. There you go.
Follow the light.
Where's it? Oh, right.
You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
Yes, like basic mechanic of the game, light heals you and saves you and protects you from the bad
I have
guys,
something
basically.
important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light.
So like the whole basic premise of the game is like the idea between like light and darkness, like constant struggle between the two of them. Obviously light being good and darkness being bad.
I entered
And it's
your
like
dreams
him.
to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. The hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects
this
him from
part.
all harm. Only
You
light
need
can
to-
drive
you
the
need to
darkness
defeat
away
it
and make him vulnerable
with light.
again. Here, take
A
light.
flashlight. It's just like the most basic premise, but like
Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness
it burns
away.
darkness away when you use a flashlight on him. So like pointing it at him will do basically nothing. It like slowly does it. If you focus it like this, it aims, so it aims your gun.
You did it.
But it also makes the darkness go way faster.
But it's still inside. Controlling him.
It also
He can't be
stuns
saved.
them most
He's
of the
still a
time.
threat. He is still your enemy. Here,
He
take
is.
the gun.
Take the gun.
Now you'll die.
Oh well. Yikes.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
And obviously in like normal nightmare fashion, like he knows like the rules of the universe, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
You made it this way.
I sure did. No, you're not. No?
This is it.
Oh, there's more than one of you. Sweet. Forgot about you. Yeah, see, like, it stuns them. Batteries. Oh, yeah, flare gun. The flare gun's, like, super powerful. Oh, it's gonna ask me to use it right here. There's a bunch of them.
Just like...
Yeah. So, hilariously enough, flare guns super powerful because they shoot basically giant things of light, and they're really powerful. And like later in the game, in like chapter 2 or 3, you actually get like flares too, that you could just like lay on the ground and or you can like hold them, but it also like prevents them from getting you.
I can keep this up forever.
You sure can. I'm gonna run. That's a little bit better, I think. On Nightmare mode, this is much harder, even though it's just like the tutorial, because you can't tell where the things are gonna show up to like break into the bridge. Like here, they're just like a swish back and forth, like zigzag pattern. But okay, well, I'm leaving. Sprinting is so bad. There we go. Yeah, so we're probably gonna play like the prologue, which kind of goes up until like the first night or whatever, when the plot kind of like starts to make sense. And then we might play chapter 2. It kind of depends on how far, or act 2, I guess. Maybe like act 1 is pretty much what I'm gonna play tonight. So there's nothing going on in this cinematic, which is the reason why I'm talking, other than he gets attacked.
He's here.
Terrifying. That's a comforting.
Shh, baby, just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right.
Oh, Alice.
Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
I love that it's called Bright Falls. That's hilarious to me. It's a very tiny train. Like what, 5 cars? Oh, it just keeps going. That was weird.
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there.
Act
Wanna
like
shot?
we're on vacation. I like how it's so funny because he's like he's supposed to be on
I'll even give you
vacation.
a title for the shot. A city boy. Moments
According to
before
him,
got
like
eaten
he
by
thinks
a
he's on
bear.
vacation.
Hi. Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
Yeah.
You have a
Oh.
lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Did you get them all?
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller, how's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah. We just got here.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Oh, it's
Alan,
funny.
we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
Get back to the car. We were like on the side of it, but whatever.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us.
Carl Stuckey.
I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes?
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all of your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but
I'm
black
just gonna listen to
coffee under
everyone.
a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox.
So,
I'd do it myself, but both of my legs
question.
have gone to sleep.
This is a real song, right? Like an actual song that exists in the world.
Coconut again?
Am I gonna get in trouble for playing this on Twitch?
A rocker. Unbelievable.
It does that, gets stuck.
you gotta beat
Yeah,
it.
You need to give it a good solid
Honk.
whack. Now that's what
I'll play a
talking
couple
about.
seconds.
Yes.
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
You put the lime in the coconut. Okay, that's enough for me. There's be speak.
Go in
Yeah,
there,
don't-
young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
Sure
I think
can.
I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find
You don't
Stuckey,
wanna die,
to get the
do
key
you?
and get out as soon as
Worse.
possible. The waitress was giving me a headache.
He
Overeager
didn't
fans
listen.
always did.
It's actually really funny because there's an achievement. At least there was on the Xbox. I'm not sure if there is for this, but there was an achievement where
Hello?
you listen to the song twice through, which I thought was really funny. You
Mr.
just like stand there
Stuckey?
and listen to it for 2 times. It's a perfect achievement to get when you go to the bathroom.
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have a key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Creepy. She's a scary girl. With some scary hands.
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Are you alright?
The Andersons, they're, local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Important pieces of information, knowing the locals and such.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
Who didn't see that coming? No, see, then that place is already here.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Batman here on KBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while. See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here.
Oh, Cauldron
I'll
Lake.
light your way.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Bird.
Alice had a
Bird.
phobia. The fear of darkness. I
Bird.
wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Bird. Lots of birds. That comes up. That's relevant later. So.
Here we
Oh,
go. Let's take a
I gotta
look
actually
inside.
do this. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
It's dark in there.
It
We need
sure
lights.
is.
Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
Yes.
Hello? Anyone
can't.
here?
I don't think there's actually anything you can do in here. Like, you can look around, but like...
For a moment, the oppressive feel of the nightmare I had seen on the ferry returned.
Yeah.
Damn. I needed to get the power running in the cabin. There had to be a fuse box or a generator somewhere on the island. The cabin looked like a time capsule from the 60s, or even earlier.
Yeah, it's just that. There's like nothing in here, because there's nothing really going on. You can listen to the radio.
The Deer Fest guests have already started to arrive.
Which we will.
Just ran into one on the ferry. Famous artist, no less. We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBFFM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose, I
just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBFFM. And now some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile.
The power cable goes to that shed over there.
There's something here that's like... It's on this stump, I think? Yeah.
The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again. An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
It sucks a lot harder in nightmare mode. Trust me.
The lights are on. Good work, honey. I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
I know, right? It's pretty much, I mean, like, it's exactly how it is.
Alice? Honey?
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Not in the bedroom. Well, actually, I guess she is in the bedroom. Oop.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study.
Got
Go
him.
take a look.
Okay.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice, everyone
Hey,
keeps...
hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice! God damn it!
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
I mean, it's not like he had shoelaces to trip over, right? Like, what?
Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Alice?
Like every horror story ever.
Alice? Alice!
I don't remember if this is actually playable. Oh, it is. Okay.
Dark. All the lights were out.
Better go. Like I said, birds.
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming! What the hell?
Help me!
Yes, we got it. There we go.
Alice? Oh no!
Oh no.
Keep going.
Wake up.
Alice?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another.
You gotta... That's some luck, right?
I couldn't
Like,
remember how
wow.
I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
What is this?
Among Alice's
Oh, right.
things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
To be fair, pretty smug.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use.
And
It
a
looked
car.
like a long hike through the forest to get there.
You don't get to drive a car in this. You do get to drive a car later, but not in this chapter, I don't think.
Damn.
Well, let's hope you have insurance. The joke wasn't funny, don't laugh.
Hello?
There's the light.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yeah, so this is a mechanic in the game that is kind of explained a little bit, but...
The
I'm
loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the single page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Well, foreshadowing, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, so I have a bunch of these already, because I've played through this a little bit, but I think this is the one.
Alan Wake.
Yeah, this is the one we have, I think. I don't remember if you can actually click to the next one.
The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Yeah, so I think that's the first one. I don't actually... Yeah. I'm not sure, because obviously I've already grabbed some. But you can kind of find them throughout the game, and anytime I find one, I'm going to try and, like, figure out which one it is. And, alright.
Please.
Oh, okay.
I've been in an accident.
And be able to read through them and stuff. It's probably better when I get to nightmare mode. Maybe I'll just unlock that really quick and then do that later. That should be better, I think.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
I remember this part. So there's no light, so I don't actually think there's a cache over this way. But there's also, I think there might be like a thermos or something, though. Yeah, so collectibles in this game, manuscript pages, obviously. Also, like thermoses, they're full of coffee. Pretty sure there's like some sort of like drug in them, though, because, I mean, come on. Who's not hallucinating all this garbage? But I don't think there's anything until we actually have like tools to be able to fight. Which I think is soon.
Anybody there? Please. Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help.
I love this guy.
I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
I don't remember if you fight him here, or if you like actually kill him or not. But I remember the fight with him being awful. Like right here, you're just running. Like you don't have any way to fight him. Oh, there's a thermos. Boop. Get that coffee. What was it that Rose said about the sheriff? Yeah, so this is Wait fights to take over
before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
And you can't get this one until you're in nightmare mode. Yeah. And then Wake attacked by birds. Oh, maybe this is from the cabin. I don't know. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I should remember the fight with him being really tough because he's really fast. But I know that there are other people like that too, so maybe I'm just like misremembering. Before yesterday, because I played, like I said earlier, I played this yesterday. Yeah, let's get out of there. I played this yesterday to kind of remind myself of the controls.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Another reference to Stephen King. But I just remember because like before that it had been forever since I'd played this game. Probably a good maybe 5 or 6 years.
During your
having a revolver and a light is good.
It's the latest.
Yes.
Great Falls Sheriff's Station. What may I do?
Hello?
Oh.
This is bad.
It really is. Yeah, it's like pushing it off the ledge. Oh yeah, here. I'm out. I ain't going over the ledge like that. You ain't gonna make me. Yeah, okay, so
there were more of them.
This light is pretty okay. Okay, so those arrows right there. Point to a cache.
My head pounded with a concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something.
2 people.
There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
So I don't remember what's in here. Flare gun and 1 shot. So if I get into a bind, which is nice, the flare gun ammo is like really scarce. So I generally try not to use it. That's bad. Shouldn't have that. There we go.
The Dark Forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I
It's also
had to get to the gas station.
Not. It's rabbit season. Oh, I think he said rider season. That's good. This is there's a mechanic of this game that I actually really enjoy, which is like how reloading works. Because most of the weapons you have to load like individual shots. They aren't. This is the one that's the next one. Oops, wrong button. Maybe it's the attack by birds?
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the what order they're in, because I know that I think you start with like 4 or 5 of them, so maybe that's what I'm like thinking of. Where like we're actually past these, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so reloading in this game, you have to like load individual shots, which you just press the R button and it'll do it. But if you hit the R button repeatedly, it'll reload them faster, which I think is a really sweet mechanic. It kind of reminds me.
Below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Give me like the tree. So it kind of reminds me of like Gears of War, where like Gears of War you have to like correctly reload the rifle, which I think is really cool because like otherwise it'll jam. And I always thought that mechanic was really sweet because there's not a lot of games that like do stuff like that. This just has a manuscript page, and I guess we're reading it. Finds pages.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
I mean, he's technically right about both of those things. It is technically rewriting itself because of the manuscript pages, and the manuscript pages is telling the story. Or are telling the story. There's multiples. I don't remember exactly where I'm supposed to go. There's another place you have to cross, but... Oh, F off. That was easy. I think I'm just gonna go towards the light. I think that's, like, safest bet. It usually is in this game, to be fair.
He was still out there.
He was.
Stalking me.
Yeah, I don't remember if you fight and kill him, but I think you fight him, or at least confront him a little bit. Oh. This guy throws things? No. Yeah, Yeah, the other thing about this game, it definitely plays tricks on you. Like, get up there. Like shadows and stuff off of like tree branches and stuff will like throw you for a loop if you're not paying enough attention. And in nightmare mode, it's a lot darker than it is right here. So, yeah, it's up here. The ambiance is great though. It's like heavy breathing, like directly into a microphone.
Taken. They're taken. Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
Yeah, so it's funny that he says that there, but like this is technically the second one you can encounter. We got the first one. Yeah, like this game builds pretty good ambiance. So we're probably gonna play. Oops, I have to actually. Oh, that's up. I don't want. No, I wanted to go down. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. We're likely just gonna play through the first act because we're already like 45 minutes in, and we're getting close to the end of the first act. And as much as I'd love to stream for a couple of hours, it just isn't feasible with the fact that I have to work tomorrow. So, is there anything this way? You can't go through there. Okay, well, we tried. Let's go. Oh yeah. I think I have to control this, and yeah, it's over here. Come on, Mr. Writer. Let's move it. Is there a control panel over here? I thought there was. Maybe that's further in. Getting ahead of myself.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Yeah, you have to lower that one. Okay, revolver ammo is good. I reloaded, right? I think. Yeah.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Right over there. Surrounded by darkness. And 2 guys. 3 guys. Alright, well. God, forgetting how much the flash sucks early on. Okay. Yeah, screw it. I don't care. Get wrecked. And I know I'm gonna need that too. And I'm just like mad at myself for doing that, but I don't care. Yeah. So I can use that to lower the platform, or move it maybe. There's a page in here. So we're not in the gas station, so it's got to be this.
At first I kept finding the pages as if by
We'll see, yeah, no. So yeah, I think it must be kind of weirdly scattered about. Now the shotgun is nice. The shotgun is definitely more powerful, which is the reason why we only have 2 shots and not 39. There we go. There's a couple like weird puzzle like situations like this in the game. And I don't know, they kind of fit. Like there's one that you have to do that's like actually timed with like what you're like worrying about and stuff, like people attacking you. I don't know, they seem a little out of place. Well, we're gonna go get that thermos. Sorry, gotta get my coffee. No, I'll go back. I don't think there's other manuscript pages over there or anything. I could check, I guess. Honestly, I don't think I've ever like explored this area before. But that might mean that there's no manuscript pages, because back when I used to have this game like forever ago on like Xbox or something, I had all the manuscript pages from each mode. weirdly enough, you complete all the collectible stuff for your favorite game. It's just what you do. Alright, let's do this. I did not know if I was going to make that jump. That log is going down. The physics in this game are a little whack sometimes. Anything over here? I can shoot those cans. Bonk. No, I can't knock them over. I have to actually shoot them. There's an achievement for shooting them down, I think. Because there's like 6 total in the first chapter or something, and you have to shoot them all. Or maybe it's throughout the entire game. I don't remember. I did that before too, so.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and it would keep you company all night long if I weren't. It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, you know, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice,
like every good
it's
dog.
out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good night now.
We can't sit there and listen to that song. I want to sit here and listen to all the music. I'm a huge nerd for this game too, right? And I think when I start playing through this a bit more, you guys are gonna realize it a lot more. But like, I actually bought the original soundtrack for this game. That actually is not one of my favorite songs from it, though. I don't think it's very good. But I think this is the one where it's like he finds pages or whatever. I don't know. They're like kind of scattered throughout, so I wonder if it's out of order or
The gas station
whatever.
was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no cups. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is...
Oh boy! Wow, they came out of nowhere, huh? Are these the guys that throw stuff? They probably are. That guy is. What did I say about throwing stuff, huh? Yes, the nice thing about the guys that throw stuff, if you blast them with like the like focus light or whatever, they stop. They'll like stop mid throw or whatever. Safe haven. Here it is. Yeah, here he comes. And that's a thrower. Yeah, there he is. Knock it off. I don't really appreciate the amount of stuff you're throwing at me, sir. Man, my aim is not having it today. Okay, 3 still got him. Yeah, I don't know if that was... Oh, that was the missing one. Stucky taken. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so they're, like, not really in order. I didn't think they were, to be fair. But maybe what we'll do is we'll, at the end of the chapter... Probably not this time, but, like, to recap, we'll, like, read through them or something. But... that was the one I was missing from the first, when I was like playing through this recently. I like the arrows help. what's up here. There's the cache. It's actually really hard coming back to like a game like this where I've played through it somewhat recently, to the point where like I used or I got some of the pages, so I'm not really sure which ones I got. Okay. Or we could not. See, I'm just gonna flare gun these idiots. Die. How does that feel? It feels good for me, I'm not gonna lie. Is this the first television? I think it is. It is. Okay. So this is another really cool thing that you can do. And we're gonna watch this because I love these. Also, I think this is one of my favorite ones.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide.
It is my favorite one.
If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
Yeah, this is like a Twilight Zone spin-off, basically. Another manuscript page. This time we're not going to read it because we don't know where we are. Is this where we fight Stucky? Okay, so maybe it is here. I didn't think we fought him, but I guess we do.
dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Requires patience.
There's more than one of you.
Even with the engine block takes hours to cool.
Yeah, so Stucky is like crazy fast and awful to deal with. Going. Must reload. Yeah, so you can get him off of you by high beaming him. I don't remember if you Yikes. Maybe you do. For some reason I remember him like...
His body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
Yeah, I feel like, for whatever reason, I remember him like being later in the game too.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Deer Fest.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself. The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
'68th annual Deer Fest for 3 days. Lots of fun things to do. Oops. I've been using escape to like leave all the manuscript pages. Just used to it at this point. What is this? Oh, that's still that, okay.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake. Not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.